152 minutes left for what is potentially the biggest day for the Olympics when it comes to India.
Make that 51, Siddharth.
Make that 51. But time is going to go by because cricket can take a backseat for the next couple of days. Yes, agreed that it's a popular sport, but it can take a backseat because it's India versus Germany in the Men's Hockey World Cup semi-final. The winner will take on the Oranje, the Netherlands, in the final for the gold medal. The loser will take on Spain for the bronze medal encounter. India versus Germany has been a very rich history when we have to look at hockey, right from the 60s until the 70s. In the 80s, Germany held the edge over India, but now India have bounced back. The empire strikes back, and it's going to be a very tantalizing encounter between two teams that have had different paths to their semi-final.
Yeah.
If you have to look at how India reached the semi-final by the draw that they had, just got out of jail against, you may say, New Zealand.
The first two matches, in fact.
New Zealand and Argentina.
Yeah.
Then you beat Ireland quite comprehensively.
2-0.
Yep. Then you managed to beat the Kookaburras, Australia, but then you lost in between to Belgium 1-2. The Germans, on the other hand, they beat the Netherlands 1-0. And they topped their group also. So that is why it's not going to be an easy contest. And in the semi-final, in the quarterfinals, we saw India pulled off a 4-2 penalty shootout win versus Great Britain. But Germany held their own against Argentina, 3-2 that they won. So it's going to be a volatile, hostile clash which has got some history, especially 3 years ago.
Absolutely. There is so much context to this match now, Siddharth. And as fate would have it, the draws turned out to be very identical. In fact, when the quarterfinal draws came out, they resembled exactly the way things had aligned 3 years back.
Yep.
However, the semi-final fixtures are a little different. So it's not been an exact replica from Tokyo 2020 or 2021, whatever you want to say.
Yep.
However, the prospects of a win are very tempting.
Yep.
It's tempting to think of what if India win. It feels like the expectation, not just in this room, but otherwise as well. You know, you talk to people right now, the expectation has really gone past the roof. I remember a couple of weeks back when we were building up, not many of us had given this Indian hockey team a lot of chance, because remember, in that group of 6 you had to finish in the top 4, and given the ups and downs that Indian hockey had seen in the last 1 year, it wasn't just smooth sailing, let's say. So hopes were very limited.
Yeah.
Now those hopes, given the spirited show that you've seen, you may have lost to Belgium, and that's been your only defeat till now. But even in that one win, the one loss, the manner in which that loss came, it didn't quite sting you as much as another loss would have. You lost to the defending champions,
who are, by the way, out of the
who are now out of the tournament. Not just the defending champions, even the defending silver medalists are out of the tournament now. And Siddharth has been saying this for quite some time now, that the stars are aligning for this Indian hockey team. And when you look at not just the draws, of course, things pave for you at times automatically. You write your own history, you write your own script also. That's not to say that, you know, everything will be easy for the Indian team going forward. However, it always does help if, you know, there's one giant that takes down the other, and then there's an unexpected result, like we saw in the case of Spain-Belgium the other day. Who thought that match would end at 3-2, and a very unlikely victory there for Spain has now, in fact, as just taking forward what Siddharth was saying, stars aligning for the Indian team. When number 1 and number 2 are out, the 3s and 4s can begin to think that 1 and 2 is theirs now.
Exactly.
And not just that, something that I've also noticed with this team now is that the hockey team is sort of getting closer to that perfect game which we call at lots of time. It wasn't smooth sailing to begin with, what Sidvi sir likes to call the New Zealand team as the Black Sticks also. That was also not an easy win. But from there, India just kept on getting better and better. The Belgium game, definitely. But like you guys talked about the fact that in that game also, you saw India went down fighting. So what do you think about this fact? Do you think that India is getting closer, is peaking at the right time?
You played 2 perfect games. Let me be very honest about it. You played 2 perfect games versus Australia and Great Britain. Australia, looking at their attacking prowess, and ever since you've been hurt so many times in decades and decades against them, you won 3-2 against them, and you kept them down to 2 goals.
You lost just a couple of months back. You lost the series when I think that the Test series 5-0. That was in Australia, I believe.
Yeah, it was in Australia, and you lost even the FIH Pro League games 2-0, and that too from a position where you're leading 4-2 in the final quarter, but then you lost 6-4. Okay, now the perfect game was England, not looking at the scoreline, but look at it. You are down one man, so you couldn't attack. You risked exposing your defense. So you got everything in the defense. And I was saying, you need to take it to the penalty shootouts. Because that's where India will have an advantage, because I believe in one individual, PR Srijesh. And Srijesh delivered
11 saves.
11 saves. He's
out
already
of the 12.
He's already done about 35 or 40 plus saves in the
we
entire
were just
tournament.
calculating the other day.
So that is why India has already played the perfect game not once but twice. But a semi-final brings to it a whole new dimension altogether. Because see, you had reached the semi-final in 2021 also. You encountered Belgium there. You lost because I think you froze in that particular moment, and you're still not the perfect Indian team that was there. Your defense was totally lacking. I mean, under Graham Reed's thing, I would have to say that yes, you had a good attack, but your defense was way too shallow. Under Fulton, you are changing that. You are changing that wrong, because he's always insisted, strong defense, only then you can go for an attack. So that is why I feel India have got their hands full today against Germany for one simple reason. It's a semi-final. And this German team is not like 2021. Let me be very honest about it.
No, is it better or not?
It's better.
Yeah.
Because Germany was in transition in 2021 and they are the second most successful team in the history of Olympics after India. India have got the most gold with 8. But Germany plus West Germany have got 4.
Well, Germany was recresting.
Yeah, I mean, we always have this football joke. No, Germany won the World Cup only once. Yeah. West Germany won it 3 times.
Yeah.
So do you think that India is sort of getting to the peak and it's peaking at the right time?
Now there is nothing called peak. The way you play in that particular moment, at that particular time, that's what matters. Peak and all doesn't matter. Look at Vinesh. Vinesh is a classic case of living in that situation and capitalizing on it. There was no peak, there was no thing in Vinesh's case. But in hockey, you were at the peak, but then suddenly if you lose and say, oh, what peak are we talking about? I'm saying, forget the peaks. Focus at that particular moment.
I think the peak perhaps was, to answer Shashwat's question, I think the Indian team really peaked as a unit against Great Britain.
Against
Great Britain.
Not the Australians?
Not the Australians. Yes, it was a good win. It was a spirited performance then as well. But that spirit just enlarged to another level altogether, because for everyone who's followed the sport, to play 42 minutes with one man down, and a Great Britain side that also did well to reach the quarterfinals, that was a Herculean effort.
Yeah, no, why I'm asking about this peaking at the right time, because what I feel is, and I would want to know your opinion also in this, that India has played exceptional hockey till now in this tournament. But do you feel that with this standards only can they manage to win that gold medal, or do you think they need to play even better?
Okay, now, if we were to ask Shashwat's question, I believe, Harshit, this is not just a very ordinary dugout, right? We've got even guests also joining us for this dugout.
Absolutely.
And I think they might be able to give you a better response as to who it is for that question, isn't it?
Totally.
Who are those guests here? I know one legend. In the 2000s, I think he was part of that generation that gave it all, but they never got the credit that they should. Who's that legend, or who are those legends who are joining us in this dugout?
One of them is a Youth World Cup winner as well.
Is it Arjun Halappa?
That's right.
Oh,
That's
man.
Right.
One of
See,
the
we here at
former
Sports Today, we told you our coverage of the Olympics is going to be unparalleled, and that's our attempt over here. So what we've done is, yes, of course, we bring you our thoughts as well, but joining us on this broadcast as we build up to what could potentially be a historic night for Indian sport, we also have 2 guests, very fine men in Arjun Halappa.
Is the second one Dhanraj Pillai, please?
No, it's not.
Oh, no. That legend, if I come, I will be the first guy to get fan zoned.
Fanboy moment for you.
Fanboy. I mean, if Indian hockey for us, modern generations, if you were to look at it, Dhanraj sir was the epitome of greatness. So that's why. But he's not. It's okay. But at least we have Arjun. Arjun Harappa.
So Arjun's there, and also with us right now is going to be Harendra Singh as well. He former India coach,
Junior World Cup winner.
Yes. Did he? Also
He was the coach.
I think. Arjun definitely won. I'm not sure if
Harinder sir did in the Junior World Cup about a couple of years ago. Yes, he was the coach.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
So yes.
On that, if they're with us, Shivam tells us that they're with us. Who wants to go first?
I'll
Sachin?
ask this question, of course. Hi, sir. The first thing I would want to know from you is that India are up against Germany. They have scored the most number of goals in this tournament till now. So, what, according to you, should be India's approach going into this big game?
So, firstly, sir, thank you for having me on the show, and a big congratulations for the Indian hockey team and the whole nation, as India is continuing the good performance in the second Olympics on the trot, making it to the semi-finals. Coming back to the match point of view, I think the main point, if you ask me as ex-captain and part of a national team, I would always want India to be on the front foot. But for me, the most important thing would be around the midfield. Midfield, I think from England, from Belgium, Australia, and England match, I think midfield has played a huge part there. That is the main core of the team. I think that if we can continue that passion and that concentration throughout 60 minutes, I think we can get through over this match. Of course, semi-finals is a big game. Germany is a big tournament team. There is no doubt about that. But of course, we were beaten in the last Olympics, and a few matches in the Pro League also. It was very close, India and Germany. My fingers are crossed, and I'm hopeful that India can get through that result.
Okay, all right. So Arjun sir says that again, those 60 minutes, if the core can stay intact,
especially in the midfield.
In the midfield, maybe there is that's going to be India's strength, and that should be India's approach. Let's in fact hear it from Harendra sir as well, who's joining us right now. Sir, I just want to take the same question to you. India's approach. Do you think just because you're against an opponent that has scored the most number of goals, 18 if memory serves me right, 13 of them in fact coming as field goals. There are 3 penalty corners, I believe, that they've scored till now. So in that case, when you're looking at a team like Germany, sir, should India be doing anything different, or should there be a change in approach for them?
I think that the way the India is playing, especially the planning and the strategy, I think that India is the upper hand. If you see the way they are defending, and particularly the Sergei, I think he's top of the pinnacle of his career, I think, and he's giving everything. And for him, I think the team is playing. For me, it's a 100% not. It's a 1000% credit goes to the team and the management, especially the Craig, the way he make the strategy. Team playing against 10. Now the player, I think they are hungry. They are great. They are determined, and they are playing for the team as a unit. So I think the India has an upper hand. Only thing, my suggestion is that we should not give the space for the counter against Germany, because Germany also is equally good in the defensive part. So it's going to be the 2 great team against each other in the defense part. Whoever hold his nerves, like the India team in the last match, if they hold the nerves, India has the edge against Germany.
So that is a very interesting point.
I think that
I think Harinder sir made a very interesting point about the defense. Now India had one of their best defensive games against Great Britain. It was one of the best. But do not forget that Germany had one of their best defensive games against the finalists currently. Netherlands. To keep them scoreless and to ensure that they won 1-0 was a defensive masterclass. Let's make no mistake about it. The Germans in this way are known to be adaptable as both attack and defense in this particular way. Now, I had dug up some stats, Shivam, in the thing about what has been India's head-to-head record in the last couple of matches against Germany. So
overall, I believe, Siddharth, I think it's 10 games. I think last 10, if I remember. So 7 in India's favor.
Yeah. So what has happened is the previous match that happened between Germany and India,
FIS Pro League.
The Pro League, it was 3-2 for Germany. Now, prior to that, look at the scorelines: 3-0 in India's favor, 6-3 in India's favor, 3-2 in India's favor, 3-1 in India's favor, 3-0. 7 games, you're won 6. These are all stats courtesy from the FIH Pro League database that's there. So, looking at it from 2022 till now, India have held the upper hand.
Let's just hope though. Because there are it's still a fresh, let's say, that Lakshya Sen exit. We were talking about the Indians having the upper hand, head to head being in India's favor.
Correct.
I hope it's not the case today as well, where things don't turn out to be in India's favor, despite being the team with the upper hand when it comes to head-on-head comparison.
Which is why I just dug up.
So everyone
stat.
would be asking, including the two gentlemen joining us right now, that we should be taking this too seriously or not.
Which is why that's why I took out this number. I wanted to ask Arjun sir one particular thing about. Arjun sir, when you look at the past head-to-head records, India hold the advantage. India also beat Germany in that 2021 Tokyo Olympics bronze medal encounter. Do you think India hold the psychological advantage?
Of course, that will be there. There's no doubt. But for as a big team, as I said, always think the big mentality, the big players, the big match players are very different. So that's what I think we also have got. We've got experience now. We have ranked really high. So compared to around 15-20 years back, Indian as the Indian team, we're doing really well as Indian hockey team. So that things will carry on, and the performance and the experience what we have gained. 2 players are playing the 4th Olympics, and that's the massive experience coming in. And some experience will be there from their side also. There is no doubt about that. But I still feel India can get through it.
Thankfully and hopefully, yes, they do. And it was nice listening to Arjun sir, because he speaks about an era.
He spoke about the rankings as well. Is it 2 versus 5? I think Germany ranked number 2.
Yes.
India 5 right now.
Yes. Because the lowest in this group was Spain. They were ranked 8th, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, Arjun sir does speak about the rankings in a big way, because he comes from an era when Germany used to dominate. And India always used to play second fiddle in that sense. But now the tables have turned. I mean, I pointed out the graphic that's there. Arjun sir agrees in one particular way that yes, big game mentality, everything changes. So yes, it can be.
So don't discount the Germans.
Don't discount any team in the semi-final or in the final now, because you definitely are never ever discounting the Dutch. The Netherlands are the best team that is there, and they have always consistently for decades troubled you. So Germany, yes, they may be down. They have lost out of the 7 games they have lost 6 and won only 1. The previous encounter that was there. So I would be interested to see what Harinder sir has to say.
Yeah, sir, if you're still with us, Harshit here, in just the same thing as Siddharth was saying, psychological advantage. Of course, it stays afresh in our minds as to what had happened 3 years back. In fact, it was the 5th of August.
Yes.
If memory serves me right, 5th of August, 3 years back. So we're pretty much, just 3 years and 2 days?
Yeah,
1 day.
Yeah, one day.
It's just 3 years and 1 day, sir. Do you think, as fresh it is in our minds, would the Germans also perhaps have a shadow of it somewhere chasing them, and maybe that gives India some sort of a psychological advantage in this match?
Yeah, but that psychological things play with a few seconds, a few minutes. I can say that once the game flow starts, that you have to be in the present moment, not thinking about much in the past. So after that, we play the Pro League also. It was equally. So that's one of the past history. We should not carry that history. The players should live in the present, and in the present moment, Indian team has everything. I think the way they are defending the PC, the way they are attacking the PC, circle penetration, using the baseline, and also the India, the one biggest strength is the on run. Playing in the aerial ball, which is I think the biggest strength we have in this tournament.
Well, Harinder sir is more practical, if you have to look at it.
I like what he mentions over there. That about that psychological advantage being there just for the first couple of minutes. In fact, Shivam tells us that the two gentlemen are running short of time. They could very well, in fact, be joining us later in the night when the match ends. So, from all of us here at Sports Today, both to Arjun sir and to Harinder sir as well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to speak with you, hopefully, on a bright note as far as the Indian team is concerned in a couple of hours' time, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, and great to see Arjun sir. I mean, in an era when Indian hockey was
Did you see the
Yeah.
shirt hanging behind?
With all the signatures.
Exactly. And see, he came from a very difficult era in hockey when we were not winning much. Sure, you were putting up some efforts in the Champions Trophy also. You're putting up some efforts in other major tournaments like Aslan Shah. But you're not winning the major tournaments that was there. So, Arjun sir, Dhanraj sir and all of them, they never got the credit that they should get. Because it was a tough time. But now, fast forwarded to the second decade or the third decade of the 21st century, see where we are under both Graham Reid and Craig Fulton. You finished last in 2012 almost. You were in the bottom ranks at that point. 16, you made a resurgence, got through to the quarterfinals. 2021 first semi-final. 2024 semi-final, which is why...
And it's not over yet. Not over yet.
It's not over yet, but then look, we have to give the opponent their due. Germany are a fantastic team.
In fact, you were mentioning about PCs, and we know how crucial the penalty corners and Harmanpreet Singh have been to India. I was looking at some of the numbers. I did some digging in as well, and it turns out while India have scored 5 goals from PCs, the Germans have a better conversion rate.
Yeah, but if you look at
They have more field goals than us.
Yes.
India don't have a lot of field goals.
in fact, only 2 field goals were scored by Abhishek alone.
Yeah, the
You
one
remember
against
New Zealand and against Australia.
No. One against Australia, the other against Belgium, I believe.
Belgium, yes. 2 field goals.
The one that he
yeah.
turned. Actually, over the last couple of games, Siddharth, Abhishek's really grown on me. I'll be very honest. The way that he turned the other day, I think it was the Belgium match, and then took that shot. My God, nobody was expecting that shot, and he just fires it from nowhere.
It was. So that's why, see, Germany's attacking instincts might be curbed slightly because the Indian defense is held up well. Harmanpreet Singh has done really well. You look at PR Srijesh also, it won't be easy for them to breach the defense so easily as our past teams used to do, okay? But Germany are a team that is adaptable. They are also desperate to end the jinx, boss. They have a very proud record. They and Netherlands have not won the gold for 24 years. Yeah. Now they are desperate to win and they will be determined to win. India, on the other hand, have not won gold for 44 years.
So India would be more desperate.
Exactly.
They are even more desperate.
It's your first final that you're looking at in 44 years. 1980 was your last final. It'll be euphoric.
It'll be euphoric.
Not just that, what
But
Sir
let's
also
not-
mentioned that it's going to be a battle between both the defenses. So it's morely, he also mentioned that it's going to be about who makes the first mistake, and it's about keeping that nerve. And as soon as somebody makes that mistake, you have to grab that opportunity.
But
so it's going to be a really nice game to watch.
See,
also.
I am looking forward to one contest today. PR Srijesh versus Gonzalo Payot. Gonzalo Payot.
You're talking about the man who switched nationalities.
Yes, played for Argentina, but now is playing for Germany. He played for
He
München.
won the gold in Rio, if I'm not wrong.
No, he didn't win the gold in Rio. I think Payot was not eligible then. I'll have to check.
I think he did.
He did.
I think he did.
So Gonzalo Payot versus PR Srijesh. The clash that made me feel that okay, maybe India have the upper hand in this hockey Olympics was how Srijesh dealt with Alexander Hendricks of Belgium.
Yeah.
Hendricks is one of the best drag flickers that you've got, on par with Harmanpreet Singh and you may say Govers at this point, Blake Govers.
Yeah.
The way how Alexander Hendricks has been neutralized by Srijesh, if he can do it to Gonzalo Payot, you have achieved 90% of success against the Germans. Yes, of course, there will be others who will step up, but if they can neutralize Payot, then I think you've done it. So that's why India have the advantage because all are clicking as a unit. Harmanpreet is converting penalty corners, Jarmanpreet is good in the defense, Abhishek is good in the midfield and in the attack front, Sukhjeet, then you also got Lalit who's been excellent,
Yes.
Lalit Kumar Upadhyay, then PR Srijesh, these 6 guys.
Rajkumar is also
Rajkumar
that.
also,
He's very quick with his stick work. Very quick. He can really dribble the ball and can frustrate. He's a good holder of the ball as well, as one thing I've
Exactly.
But how big a factor is this going to be that Amit Rohidas would not be there for this game for India?
You know, that is the one concern that I have. You know,
And who could be a likely replacement?
not because he's not in. I think the Indian hockey team made a mistake by focusing too much on the Rohidas suspension. And that distracted them potentially from the thing. We hope it's not distracted them. But I checked the replays over and over again. How could you argue that it wasn't a red card? You had an unnatural lifting of the stick. Sure, he might have pushed, the player behind would have pushed Amit Rohidas. But that doesn't give you the excuse to raise the stick. It shouldn't even have been debated.
Also, it wasn't one movement. If you see, if you try to break it down, those are two. So one thing is if it goes in the follow through.
Yeah.
It wasn't full follow through as well. You saw that the stick had come here and then there's a lift.
Yes.
It's two motions. That's what goes against him as well. Now follow through, we all understand there is a follow through almost in every sport that you can potentially think of.
Yep.
But there it was a natural follow through. So that also can't be the excuse. And I agree with you, Siddharth, wholeheartedly. In fact, I don't think there was any doubts about that being a red card.
We hope that they are not distracted. We hope so. But I only hope that the Indians are focused. I think the focus has been there in this Olympics from them. Okay. They have had a rough build up to the Olympics, and I think they are peaking at the right time, as you may say. But the peak will not be achieved until the finals. There you have to peak.
Exactly.
And if you reach the final, looking at it, 7 out of 8 times you won. You lost only once, and that was 54 years ago, when you lost to Pakistan in the gold medal match in Rome. Apart from that, whenever you have reached the final, you have won most of the time. So India are a mentality monster at this point. But Germany, give them the due, they are not going to be easy pushovers. India must start the way like how they did against Australia. Attack, right from the front, attack, put the Germans on the back foot and then create pressure. Then Germany will wonder, oh, how do we bounce back from this? Because when they played that bronze medal game, they attacked from the beginning.
In fact, that was, Siddharth, I felt the strategy even after India got reduced to 9 men. The second quarter as well that started, look how attacking India were in that second quarter. They didn't just go into the shell after being reduced. So I think that's the philosophy of this team. It believes in its attack just as much as it believes in its defense. Because the defense has been guilty of being porous in the past. That's not quite been the case this time around, and the goals have come. Penalty conversion is one thing. Penalty corner conversion is one thing. You hope that it doesn't come to haunt the Indian team again, because remember the first 2 matches, that was your Achilles heel. You were guilty in especially the match against Argentina. It took you the 10th penalty corner. However, as things stand, given what we've seen in the last 3 games, looks like you're past that, and maybe that was just a glitch right towards the start, and you're still sort of a little rusty in terms of getting things the way that you planned them to.
But if you look at in this entire, if that's one good news for the Indians, I mean, you highlighted the Germans have a decent penalty corner conversion.
Better. It's 23%. 23%.
That's the stat. Looking at it in the other way, no team has had a great penalty corner conversion in this World Cup, which is in this Olympics, which is very, very surprising. Normally,
so
Netherlands,
India, I think, have a 14%.
14%.
But there is nearly a 9-10% gap.
But I think that those are just the fine margins. I think, see, it'll all boil down to the defense at the end of the day. Both, which team's defense holds up is going to be the key. Germany have a good defense, but they also conceded goals. They conceded 2 goals to Argentina. They conceded goals on regular way. India, on the other hand, conceded 3 versus Argentina and New Zealand. They conceded 2 against Australia. They conceded 1 against. So in no game, barring Ireland, did they concede. They didn't concede any against Ireland. But you have to now understand that this is the semi-final. Anything can happen. You are not taking into account what if PR Srijesh is a Superman. What if today is a script?
Like we say in cricket, law of averages.
Law of averages. So we really don't know what is going to happen. But I think India are the favourites, slight favourites, because I believe in Srijesh. And I think you are making it to the final after 44 years, because 1980 Moscow. But I tend to discount Moscow for one simple reason. All the Western nations had boycotted. So you didn't face big opponent. I mean, Zimbabwe's 1 medal in hockey came in 1980. Zimbabwe. Their other 7 medals have been won by 1 individual, Custon Coventry. So that is why I don't want to look too much into Moscow. But then, sure, a gold medal is a gold medal.
A gold is a gold.
We'll come to know in about 3 hours' time.
Yeah, it's going to start at 10:30 p.m. IST, the match between India and
Before that, we might just have more good news from wrestling just before the game starts. That I hope that positivity spreads to the hockey team also.
See, you have only 3 more days left in the Olympics for India to win most of the medals. Okay, you've got Vinesh, you've got Neeraj, you've got Antim, you've got the hockey team.
Mirabai
also, but Mirabai is on 7th if I'm not mistaken.
Or is it the 8th?
7th is
Antim
tomorrow.
7th and Mirabai is also I think 7th or 8th.
Tomorrow.
You have to check. Yeah. So in that sense, it's your last 3 days because I think 10th is going to be Aditya Ashok. That's the last event for
Aditya Ashok and Diksha Daga too.
Diksha Dagar too. Yep. So let's see how it pans out. Mighty excited. Winner will face Netherlands.
Nervous, not excited.
It's exciting.
I think I'm
for me.
excited.
I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I can start to feel the buzz already.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's for us, but let's see how our family members are feeling right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have things to say right now as well.
Exactly. They will have a say on this. And I may fund shots is saying, but we are one man short. Not really.
No.
You will get an ample replacement.
No, maybe he's confused that maybe only 10 people can play now because of the red
No,
card. But no,
no,
it's
no.
just that the person who has gotten the red card, he cannot play, but somebody else can play in place of him.
Exactly. So that is the thing at this point. Can Vinesh Fogart, Tarun Jhunjhunwala saying, so please answer, can Vinesh Fogart win gold if she faces seeding number 2? Look, let her first win the semi-final. Because if she wins the semi-final, she's assured of a silver.
And she beat number 1 also just to enter the.
I'll be doing a
quarters,
special
yeah.
video like why that win is so monumental, not just in the Olympics, but also in sport. Why is it such an iconic feat at this point in time? So, high storyteller Manpreet will take the position. Maybe at this point in time it may happen. Storyteller, can you discuss on who will replace Amit Roheda and impact Indian team this suspension? Thank you. See, there are individuals to step up. Okay. Manpreet, for example, is one of them. Let's see how they go about it. For the moment, I think that is the only thing at this point. So yeah, that's what Manoj J also pointed out. So
Right now, by the way, let me just put out what Akhil is saying. Akhil is saying start cricket dugout, otherwise we'll unsubscribe.
well, what to do at this point in time, Akhil? It's the Olympics, my friend. Cricket takes a back seat at least for 2-3 days.
Exactly.
You have to acknowledge all sports.
Exactly.
Because we are not cricket today, we are sports today.
Yeah, and then new people only say that our athletes choke on big occasions. Till the time we don't back them, they are good.
No, also
you cannot
Akhil, I
expect them
believe,
to.
may just be in the minority right now.
Yeah.
Because the sentiment right now, not just in digital space, the sentiment across the nation right now is about Olympics more so, and it is based on feedback that we get from you guys only, that we don't do enough of other sports. Well, we try our very best to do that, but now that we're doing it, there's Akhil there. Sorry for pointing you out, Akhil, but I just have to do it. But yeah, we got to do it, and we're enjoying it.
You got to do what you got to do, my friend.
There's more than cricket, that this country has to offer. These athletes have worked so hard.
Indeed.
And,
Now,
do watch the match. I would say watch the 10:30 hockey
Yeah,
match.
you'll come to
You
know.
might just end up being a hockey lover by the end of it.
exactly, and see, you will be the.
Akhil, I have a request for him. Please share this video with your hockey fan.
And with your cricket friends too.
Shivam says if you've got friends, family members, whatever acquaintances who follow sport, who follow hockey, please share this chat with them. They might just insist you and tell you to stay subscribed to Sports Today.
Indeed. See, this is Olympic
We
season.
will also provide you some cricket.
Yeah, cricket content also coming up.
Yeah. So see, there is only 4 more days for India in the Olympics left, and anyway, it's going to end after that. Your entire sporting calendar summer is back on track after that. You're entering into the new
Cricket
normal.
you will have whole year, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Rishabh Jaiswal, I'll not take the full comment because he believes in all these kind of superstitions and all of that, which is why.
Like even we believe, but
No,
then
no,
you
no,
pointed
no,
us.
no, 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 no.
No,
This is-
we as in
It
me.
is people who point this out like you hype and then we always humble as if we are bloody god and then we are like controlling all the things. Oh, you deserve to be injured, you will not score and all those kind of things. Boss, you don't teach our job, we don't teach you your job. Firstly, if we don't hype, you accuse us that
Also,
why are you not hyping?
this
If we
is
do
just-
it, then you say we are all this kind of things.
And we're not actually, the word hype, if you technically look at it, I don't think we did any of that over the last hour or so. we mentioned in the same breath while we talked about what India need to do or their strengths are, we also said that you can't be discounting the Germans, so we're not really hyping. Hyping would then be that we're only singing praises about the Indian team, we're only talking about how good we are in front of goal. We pointed out numbers for you, we pulled out the head-to-head and what the numbers have looked like. Yes, the head-to-head is in India's favor, but we can't change that. But you know that that hyping is just, concentrating on your own team. We I don't think we did that. Simple as that.
Simple. If see, we are damned if we do, damned if we don't. Okay. Simple logic is, you win, then you'll hail us. You lose, you'll hail us. If you can make journalists as the easy target, I can also say that, okay, then why are you just catching this? Why are you saying this just because you want attention? Well, you got it, my friend. If you want attention, you got it in that sense. But your comments make no sense, and we are all trying to do a job here. We want to bring all the sports to an Indian public that is anyway only wanting to milk certain times only in the Olympics. Otherwise, it's only cricket. There is people upstairs, oh, why just focus on Olympics? Cricket dalo na, cricket karo na. That's the thing. So, we will hype, not hype, that is our judgment. Okay. We'll be critical of the Indian team if they lose, but we'll also wax lyrical if they win. Because you're potentially seeing a once in a lifetime moment. I mean, the 8 gold that you won, most of us weren't even born.
Yeah.
No one was born.
No one was born. Exactly. All our bosses were 2-3 years of age when they last won the gold medal. So that is why, look at
you need to be speaking with historians to tell you about Indian
what
hockey.
happened at that point.
This is why, turn of the century, you're looking at the first silver medal in 40 years, the first in this century, at least guaranteed. It could be a gold. It could be a gold as well.
Exactly.
So let's see. I'm pumped. I am definitely very pumped. And
1 hour 55 minutes away now.
Before that, we have another medal match.
I'm talking about the hockey,
my
friend. 8 1 by 1 by 1. So that's why you got a medal game that is coming up even in wrestling. See, Vinesh wins medal assured. If she doesn't, she can go into repechage. She will go into repechage.
Yeah, no, of course.
Because the opponent has reached the final. So that's why, interesting fact by the way, she's beaten that opponent before the Olympics. She beat her in the Spanish Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Vinesh won the gold. And incidentally, Vinesh bet that Ukrainian opponent against whom the Cuban lost in Tokyo in repechage. So that is why very, very interesting stars
Matchups.
are aligning even for Vinesh also at this point in time. I thought Antim would do well, but I think Antim's event is tomorrow. But Vinesh has already stolen the show at this point. So let's see, 10-25 to 12. You could see history being created. This could be the historic day for India because 2 medals getting assured. I think it's not happened for a very long time.
Not bronze. And they could be gold also.
Could be gold also. And on 8th, you're seeing.
And then you have the golden boy in action also on 8th.
Could happen.
Golden boy doing golden boy things like he did.
Oh,
A few-
I think he's finished first in the qualification all across.
He did.
89.3.
89.34. No one else even came close to 89.
Yeah.
Anderson Peters got 88.6. So that's.
But again, qualifications can't be.
Don't read too much into it.
Yeah.
See, it's done. Now you have to wait for the final on the 8th. So, with that, shall we call it? Because you have other things also to do.
Yes, there's
Indeed.
other stuff that we have in the pipeline for you. So watch out for that so that you get to know when we have a new offering for you. You need to subscribe to us. You need to tap that bell. Do all of that. Follow the usual drill. Continue to be here with us. We are heading into the business end of the Olympics. We're definitely here at Sports Today. Very, very excited. Nikhil's on the ground. He's been doing some fantastic reports for you. So check them out. Check some of the other stuff that we've done as well for now. On behalf of everyone here in the Sports Today studio and our dear producer Shivam, who's just comfortably yawning right now. Goodbye. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. See you soon with good news, hopefully. Bye-bye.